I know what you're asking yourself. Is this guy worth redoing your ChatterBait Mini selection? Kind of. The new EVO Elite ChatterBait Mini, exclusively at Tiger Warehouse. To be honest with you, I got a few, dude. I bought quite a few because you guys know how much I love the Mini ChatterBait. And what we're gonna do in this video is I've finally gotten the chance to fish it. Spring is here. They are chewing a chatterdonker out here on Lake Guntersville. And what I wanted to do is kind of compare and contrast what are the actual differences that you're getting from that EVO Elite Mini Max versus the standard Mini Max, exact specs, as well as how it behaves. Does it actually make a difference? Where does it fish better? Where does the Mini ChatterBait, the old school traditional, show off more than the new EVO Elite? So hit that like and subscribe button. Let's talk chatterdonkers, but real tiny ones. I've shot a ton of videos on the Mini Max, dude. Absolutely love it. It kills it, especially for this power finesse presentation. They see so many chatterbaits, especially here out on Guntersville, Chickamauga, all these Tennessee River lakes, and downsizing at certain times of the year is a huge player. It's just like traps, dude. A one knocker versus a silent versus small BBs, big BBs. That different vibration as well as that different profile, even though it's the exact same thing, can make a huge difference. So let's break these things down. So what's good about the EVO Mini Max? It's pretty obvious, dude. This thing is beautiful. This has all the premium looks and even got some eelgrass on there. Yeah, I've actually been throwing it. Compared to other YouTube channels, we actually do what we say we're gonna do. It's a beautiful bait. It has eyes, the head is reformed. It's actually built better to be able to skip. It has a little more of a plane or a ballast, a flatter kind of bottom to it, so you can skip it under docks, work it a little bit better in that regard. One of the most important things and one of the biggest shortfalls of the Mini Max is this thing right here. And I know it seems small, but it's this little clip right there. I've bent, opened up, broken, etc. So many of those right where you tie your line onto. So on the new EVO, they've actually put a heavier standard, just heavy duty clip, dude. So no more of that crap, and it's folded in. I've actually had those tabs open up on me. So that's one of the biggest things, and it's a pretty small thing, but it makes a huge difference when you're catching a 5, 6, 7 pounder on a little micro chatterbait. Hook sizes are the same. It's still that 2-aught kind of super stout hook. One of the things that's changed though from a premium standpoint is the skirts as well as the blade. So it's still the same size blade as the ChatterBait Mini Max, but the EVO has painted blades and it seems to have a little bit different like roll to it. Basically, the real highlights of this EVO is that it's a premium chatterbait. The skirts and the colors are awesome versus your more standard silicone skirt with like the zebra finish and that. You know, that's the old school Mini Max. The new school EVOs, they're just fancier, dude. They have a cleaner kind of look and design. I noticed immediately, we're fishing a lot of shallow stuff right now, like sparse grass, stumps, wood. One of the best parts about the ChatterBait Mini Max, the original, is how clean it would run through like hard cover, stumps, things like that. I did notice with the EVO that I did hang quite a few stumps. Now around wood, it behaves the same as the ChatterBait Mini Max. It actually fishes, compared to a regular chatterbait, a standard size chatterbait, fishes super clean through the wood. I mean, you can't throw it into a tree and expect to get it out, but overall, that little blade seems to cover up the hook and you can reel it through some of that hard tree fall style cover. The other biggest difference, and this is something that I really liked with the original size EVO. If you guys missed that video, we tested out the tungsten EVO. Absolutely sick, dude. Love that thing, and it's gonna be killer on Guntersville out here. But one of the biggest features of that EVO is the keeper, and that was one of the biggest shortfalls of the standard ChatterBait Mini Max. So you can see it has a 2-pronged, just classic style keeper for that trailer. As you guys know, I love throwing like a spunk shad, that Gambler Komodo Jr., little minnow style baits on this. And sometimes with that fork or those bumps on the standard keeper, it can blow those baits out and just not hold on. With the new EVO Mini Max, it has a triple kind of, I don't know, like circle kind of grabber keeper, but then it also incorporates one of my favorite things, this little wire hook, dude. And what that does is when you slide the bait on, if you just press your finger onto your trailer on the chatterbait, it sort of embeds inside that trailer and keeps it from just slipping back, you know, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. The other thing is, and Z-Man has talked about this, is the thump. So I do believe it has more of a report or a better thump, but what I did find is this thing fishes a little higher in the water column. I don't know why that is. I would assume it has something to do with that flat bottom on the head that they put on there for cover deflection, as well as for skipping. This thing's gonna be like the king of skipping docks, dude. If you like skipping a mini chatterbait under docks, you're gonna love this thing, but it does seem to plane the bait up a little bit when you're just reeling, doing your standard retrieve. In some situations, that's good. For me right now, these fish are ultra shallow. They're in 2 foot, a foot, and a lot of times there's grass, so I'm trying to kind of like high stick the bait and keep it up there above that stuff. Excellent. But when I'm trying to fish a little more offshore, maybe some more of that deeper submerged grass, things along those lines as we get like into late spring, early summer, I think that's something where I might go back to the original ChatterBait Mini Max versus the EVO. Overall takeaways, the EVO ChatterBait Mini Max is sick, even if it's just for the simple fact of the quality components or the higher end components, the different colors, the snap. The snap makes a huge difference. One of the biggest problems I had with the original ChatterBait Mini Max is those snaps bending or slightly opening up, and they wouldn't even wreck the bait. They would wreck the action of the bait, and I'd get some mushiness or some rolling, not even like the good hunting rolling. It would just become unfishable. I'd have to toss them out because I couldn't bend that snap back. So the upgraded snap is a huge player. It's a very small thing, but it's a huge player, especially when you're dealing with bigger fish. I haven't caught like a 9-pounder on it yet, full disclosure, but it's much stouter, and it's the nicer snap that you see on the higher end chatterbaits. I wish they made it in a 3/4. It would be great to see in a 3/4 instead of that 1/4 ounce. The other thing is the design, the head design, it's gonna make it a lot easier to skip and just kind of flick around. The blade starting faster is a huge play. So I hate to say this because it's annoying, but you need both. Because the ChatterBait Mini Max seems to do better around gravel, stumpy kind of cover, things along those lines. The EVO did good around the shallow grass. It did good around like, I don't know, like laydowns, docks, things along those lines. So they kind of have their own little places and their own little situations where they all work. Is it worth redoing your whole ChatterBait collection? No. I'll be totally honest, unless you like hardcore skip docks, unless you really like to like high stick and fish a chatterbait shallow, it makes a difference there. The blade starting faster and the thump is definitely different. So if you feel like you need something different in comparison to that ChatterBait Mini Max, yes, it's a total go. Will I be throwing it? Hell yeah, dude. I love these ChatterBait Minis, these sort of finesse power presentations, and any way I can do that variation, when the new Jackhammer Mini comes out and you can get your hands on it, I will be throwing that as well, because it's always about staying kind of one slight step above or ahead of everybody else and presenting something slightly new. This lake right here, Lake Gunnersville, is the king of that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to go check out the new EVO ChatterBait Mini Max, I'll put a link to it down in the description box. It's only at Tackle Warehouse. Literally, you can't get it anywhere else. So go check it out at Tackle Warehouse. I'll put a link to all my ChatterBait stuff too, trailers, rods, reels, well, all that kind of stuff, because you need kind of a special setup to throw this ChatterBait Mini Max if you haven't tried it yet. It's a lighter, kind of more crankbait oriented bait. We will see you later. I got Bogster. We're gonna go slang on a few. Well, that's my first one on the old EVO right there. Bro, and he come a jumping. And actually, it's bigger than I thought she was. I'm gonna boat flip you, whether you like it or not. So I set it up with this little gambler trailer, and little spotted mouth absolutely smoked it, just sucked it up, dude. Nice 3.5 pounder. That's my first fish on the EVO Mini, dude.